Tipping off the dime, the Suns look to again set the Spurs as Nash and Stoudemire have answers for Manu and Duncan. It's all about the walking wounded for the Cavs and C's gearing up for Game 3 from Beantown. His team's all even, but Danny Ainge still throws in the towel. We have the league's most offensive and the king in his own words. It's time for the dime.
Pick and roll. Oh, Stoudemire! Up high, down hard.
And welcome to the Daily Dime. I'm Jim Baswell. Ahead in the show, the latest on the Cavs king. Danny Ainge has regrets, and we get defensive with the All-League First Team D. But first up, perhaps the most entertaining of the conference semis, with the Suns home to the Spurs for Game 2, with Phoenix donning their Los Suns jerseys, fittingly on the Cinco de Mayo holiday. This after a new Arizona immigration law has drawn widespread criticism from the Latino community, feeling this law can lead to racial profiling. Spurs coach Greg Popovich echoed the Suns' decision, adding his team would have worn their own Los Spurs jerseys had they arrived in time for the opening tip. Pop's bigger concerns, though, were centered around getting a win in the desert or facing the prospect of needing to win 4 of 5 in order to advance to the conference finals. Suns wearing the Los Suns jerseys, and here's what Steve Nash had to say regarding Arizona's new law.
It represents our state poorly in the eyes of the nation and the world. I think we have a lot of great attributes here, and I think that it's something that we could do without, and I think it hopefully will change a lot in the coming weeks.
It's Game 2, and on the court, Nash came to play. Goes to the left hand on the lane runner, part of a 19-point night. Suns within a deuce. Then Tim Duncan fading away on this, Jay. Tough shot. Duncan scored 29. The Spurs were up 4. Tony Parker didn't start the game, but did so in the second half, and he gave the Spurs a lift. That stutter step floater, part of a 20-point night. But Channing Frye has been canning the three all season long. That from the top of the key. He was 5 of 6 from beyond the arc, had the Suns within 5. Nash then kicks for Jason Richardson. Jay Rich from downtown. He scored 19. Nash then finds Amar'e Stoudemire, one of his half-dozen assists. Amar'e does the rest down the lane. The game was even at 51 at the break. Fourth quarter, even at 80. Jared Dudley gave the Suns a lift off the bench. Corner tray, Suns up 3. And then it's Nash screen and roll with Stoudemire. Hoop +1. Stoudemire 23 points, 11 boards. After the freebie, the Suns up 11. Opening things up, it's Richardson one more time. He had 19. The Suns go on to the 110-102 victory, meaning the Spurs need to win 4 of 5 to advance.
The most impressive thing to me about the win is just the team effort. I thought that so many guys made plays for our team tonight. I can't remember really being a part of a team that's had so many guys step up and play well.
I mean, shots all night. Channing's 5 for 6 from 3. They shoot 50% from 3 basically, and every time they needed a shot, it seems like it went down for them.
You know, it's going to be a tough game in San Antonio. In Game 3, we got to make sure we keep our hungriness at a high level and continue to fight and battle. You know, it's not going to be easy for us in San Antonio. Their crowd is totally behind their team, so we got to make sure that we find some encouragement to keep fighting and try to get Game 3.
Teams up 2-0 in a best-of-7 series go on to take that series 94% of the time. But that fact will not comfort the Suns. Each of the previous 2 times, Phoenix has taken a 2-0 lead in the conference semis against the Rockets back in 94 and 95. They've lost the series in 7 games. Last time the Spurs were down 2-0 in the Western Conference semifinals was 2008 against the Hornets. They came back to win that series in 7 games.
Well, the last I looked, Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan had 4 rings each. That means this is the one team you can never officially put away until the other team has 4 wins. So you cannot count the San Antonio Spurs out. They can easily go home, get a couple of wins, and get this series back even. Having said all of that, right now the San Antonio Spurs look helpless defensively. Everything that they try to do, the Phoenix Suns countered. And Steve Nash has now reduced the margin for error against this team to practically zero. If the one guy is late on a rotation, or you don't get to a shooter, or you're indecisive where to go in rotation, Steve Nash is going to pick you apart and someone is going to bury a shot and hurt you. That's what the San Antonio Spurs are facing. That's the reality of it, but there's still a championship caliber team that can fight their way back in the series.
Amar'e Stoudemire, a huge reason why the Suns came up big on Wednesday. In 17 postseason games against the Spurs since 2005, he's averaging more than 28 points a game to go with 10 boards per tip and shooting better than 50%.